Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Carla of Rehan's World of Connections and also the Learn English by Speaking English show. And today I am here to speak with Faraz Hussain from Karachi, Pakistan, who seems to be doing some really good stuff, and we're going to find out about him. He is a teacher, and just to remind everyone, I am here from the Institute of Peace, and we will be talking about his life, his work. But because we're from the Institute of Peace and we're sponsored by it, which is a really great organization creating peace with the promotion of conversation around the world, we will be talking to him about his life. And I find it very exciting to speak with people all around the world about the different things that they do, how they live their lives. To me, that is fascinating, which is why I do this work. So, knowing that, he should be here any second. I asked him to restart his phone and his Facebook Live, and I told him how to find me online. Shouldn't be a problem because he knows. And we will speak in English about his life. And he is here now. Let me send him a wave and invite him in. Faraz, your camera is not being detected, which is why we redid your whole thing. What kind of phone do you have, Faraz? I wonder if it's a Huawei. We may have to do this in Zoom. Your camera is definitely not connected. I am waiting for him to answer this or come back. I'm not sure what he's doing. And he isn't here. He just said 1 minute. Okay, let's see what happens in 1 minute. So how are you out there in Cyberland? How is life treating you? Thank you for coming and watching. And hopefully we will have no problem getting Faraz here. We are waiting. Meanwhile, what should I do? I am fine. My family's fine. I'm waiting for Faraz to come back. Okay, I can add him now. Yay. And he's being added. I hope there isn't oh, good. I was beginning to wonder about the internet connection. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I'm just sorry for being late.
No worry about that. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to speak up a little because for some reason you're not coming up real clearly, but you're coming up better than you did in Messenger. So,
I, I
Faraz,
I'm I I'm not sure why your voice is actually not clear. I mean, it's just coming and going high and low, you know.
I can barely hear you. Do you have a good internet connection?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Now I can. Faraz, can you do
Okay,
a
okay.
quick introduction of who you are, where you live, and
Yeah. Yes, yes. With your permission, my name is Faraz Hussain and I
please
am from Pakistan.
keep your mic near your mouth because you keep going
Mm.
in and out. And
My
if
name is
I do
Faraz
the
Hussain.
same, please let me know.
Okay, okay. My name is Faraz Hussain and I'm from Pakistan. I am working with Rehan Allahwala and other organizations in artificial intelligence, robotics, IoT, and other trainings. I am training manager. I just love to train others, especially students in the field of artificial intelligence, robotics, and IoT. So far, I have trained more than 2,000 students in AI and IoT, and
When you say,
currently I am training.
let me stop for you a moment. When you say artificial intelligence, what do you mean? Explain that to
Okay,
myself and the viewers.
okay. You know, when we talk about website, it's actually just it's like a Google or Facebook is like a website. But if we want to make this website smart, like Google tells us about friends we may know, or it shows the feed all the day, which we may like. So artificial intelligence actually makes
My
machine think
Faraz,
like human. it,
Faraz,
it makes machines smart. Yeah.
do me a favor. Keep the mic near you because you get very soft and then you become clear. I need you to
Okay,
stay
so
clearly.
does it sound good now?
Yeah, now it's good. It's very good.
Okay, okay. So I will just try to keep it this like this for the whole interview. Okay. Anyways, so the artificial intelligence is actually it makes our machines, our websites, and our systems smart. So they can be more productive and more human friendly.
How do they make them smart?
What makes us smart? This brain, and in our brain there are neural networks, neurons. There is a neuron cells in our brain and our whole body, which makes us smart because we have memory, and by gradually we improve our knowledge. We are making ourselves smart by knowledge. So AI does the same. It keeps recording the knowledge and converting it into the memory or data, and it used that data to become smart.
Well, explain that a little more to me because I don't think, or maybe I'm wrong, I'm going to play devil's advocate or someone who's going to argue a little, but not much. What makes a computer smart? I think I have a brain that works. Maybe I don't. Sometimes I don't seem that clear. A machine, like a computer, is governed by what we human beings make happen. So how can the computer be smarter than the people who do the programming?
Uh, okay, that's pretty good question by the way, and I think I will try my best to answer it.
You're not
Look,
trying, you are doing.
yeah. Look,
Never
as a
use the
baby,
word try, just do it.
yeah, exactly. I'm doing. Okay, as a baby, when we were kids, we don't know much about this word, you know. We even
Take
didn't know
the,
about
come on,
we
keep it close to you.
we didn't we didn't even know about our family members, but gradually our parents used to tell us about who's our mother, you know, who's our father, who's our brothers, who are our relatives, you know, like what is Pakistan and other things. With time, we increased our memory, you know, and whenever we meet someone for the second time, we recall that memory that okay, I met with him and I know who's he, because we recall memory and memory is in this brain. Just like that, you have a Facebook and you know the Facebook can show you the feed, your feed, your videos maybe 1 year ago, because it it stores that videos and photos in somewhere else in the hard disks, you know, in the server rooms, just like our brain does. Now, like we recall the memory, the computer does the same, but not with the brain. Of course, the computer doesn't have the brain, but with the help of mathematics and calculus, we replicate the neurons, you know. We designed the neurons just like the brain in the computer, which makes the neural network. We call it the neural network. And different type of neural networks, I mean, the if we change the architecture, if we change the design and the flow of the data in the neural networks, it application can be changed. So we just make the neural networks with the help of artificial, I mean with the help of calculus and mathematics, you know. So what we are doing basically, we are copying or we are replicating this brain. We cannot do it for 100% to be sure, but actually we are trying. I mean we are doing of course, but we are approaching mm, to make the artificial intelligence more like a human intelligence or natural intelligence, you know, because there are two types of intelligence. One is human intelligence, and second one is digital intelligence, which we call artificial intelligence, which is pretty, I mean, attractive name for something, you know. So, so we are just we look at the brain of the humans or animals, and then we copy them, and I mean we the scientists look into the brain and saw that how does our brain works, and they came to know that there are neurons and there is a memory which is being stored in this in these neurons, you know. And whenever the two or more than two neurons uh, signaled each other, then the and when then the memory produced. Just like that, we do same to the neural networks or the neurons in the computer, but not biologically, digitally, right? So we digitally copied these neurons in the computer and then make them to do same as our neurons do. But then we came to know that single neuron cannot do anything. So we have to make more neurons, you know. Then we join them, and then we connect them with our memory. So whenever, like, if I make some system which can uh, uh, take the attendance in the school by its own, with some artificial intelligence based system, so what I will do, I will train it that look, this is Faraz, this is face of Faraz, and this is face of Carla. So whenever he or the system will see me with the help of camera, he will know that okay, so this is Carla because in that memory somewhere in the hard disk it has already my face and already your face. So it will compare your face with the data it had already. But if hadn't any data before, then he might never say who's you, you know. So for that we must need a data. But there are many systems where we don't need any data, to be honest. Like for example, if we are making a robot which can walk by its own, so it will just see the environment or the humans that how they are walking, and then it will copy them if we make something like that, you know. So there can be different type of uh, artificial intelligence systems, like in the Facebook. If you see the friends you may know list, then the Facebook tells you you may know these people. So how does Facebook know that? It actually doing few things, you know. It is tracking you, it is comparing you with other people, your mutual friends with those people, you know. So by that the AI of the Facebook may know that you may know these people, but you might not. So, because the prediction of the AI cannot be 100% correct. There is no system in this world which is 100% accurate, you know. Even we are not accurate. I mean, how many times we make mistakes? If we make mistakes, then can we expect something we make with our own hands, like the AI, will be perfect and 100% correct? But you know, there is some chances like 60% correct, 80% correct, but AI cannot be 100% correct, to be honest. I'm not seeing it to be near when it will become that much smarter, because you know, it is working on the data, on the memory, and it can be incorrect. What if the data is incorrect? Then our system will produce the incorrect results. Like if I say I am Carla, if I train the system that I am Carla and you are Faraz, then it will never tell you the correct answer because you trained it like that, you know.
Okay, how, and I'm assuming this is an example of artificial intelligence. The iPhone, and maybe also Androids, now has facial recognition. How
Yes,
does
exactly, they have.
that work? How can it recognize my face and know that it's me looking at it?
how uh, how how do you recognize the
Do me
faces
a
of other
favor.
people?
You need to do something about your mic. I can barely hear you again.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
You're getting better.
Okay, look, how do you know the faces of the people? You know them by your memory, you know. We are very good at remembering faces. There was research where the scientists or the researchers used to show the people about 10,000 images in a seconds, you know. One image came and then the second, with the gap of 1 second or two, and then they show them again and ask, did you see them before? And believe me, uh, people recognized more than 9,000 images. We are really nice at remembering the faces, we might forget the names of people, but we are very good at remembering faces. So what does AI do? There are some algorithms, and one of them, the most famous, we use the neural networks for training the faces. We make the data, like I will picture myself like 10 times or 100 times and then label it as a Faraz and then give it to the um, computer or to the AI or to the Android that look, this is Faraz. Now it will remember me by my name because I give the label to my images. I photograph myself in 100 different positions, So then I use different neural networks to train it. Now there can be many neural networks, but one of the best is CNN. CNN is basically convolutional neural network, which use my features to know me. So now, if I train some system by neural CNN, what it will do, it will actually uh, take few part of these hair, maybe few part of eyes, this nose and ear. So when I will show my face again, he will recognize me by the features he already extracted. You know, he will know, okay, my ear, the degree of my ear is like this, my nose is like this, my eyes is like this, my hairs are like this, and then it will compare this face to the images it already have. And then if I say, if I give them if I designed it like that, if the prediction or if the features are 80% above or correct, then call me Faraz, or then call someone with his name, otherwise don't recognize them. But currently we have achieved about more than 90% prediction correct um, by this um, design, and it's pretty awesome because few years ago it might be only 50 percentage, but now it is more than 90 percentage.
Okay, let's say someone who looks sort of like you, took your phone and had facial ID. Wouldn't it recognize you and say, "Oh, that's you. I'm ready to talk."
But we have the retina, which is not same as others people, so we can use the retina, fingerprints, and even the earprints. The Japanese company is currently working on the earprints. Even our ears are different with another person. This type of ear is unique, like this fingerprint. So the Japanese are now working on this ear. So yes, there are many problems with facial ID, and you're right, someone may manipulate the system, but they are now working on the retina, on the ear prints, on the fingerprints, so to make this system more safe, more secure and more smart.
You were telling me before you got on the show that you had recently, in the past year or two, graduated from school, correct? Am I right?
Yes, yeah,
How
2017.
artificial intelligence is rather new. How did you become so versed in it? You obviously know what you're talking about, but you're talking to someone who doesn't know as much, and I'm wondering how you learned all this. Did you do it by experimentation? How did you do it?
From my childhood, I used to watch Richie Rich cartoons where there was a robots which used to work for that cartoon, the Richie Rich. And then I used to watch some Hollywood movies like Terminator and other kind of robotic movies. And I've always wondered that how in the world this is true. When I came into the and I also used to watch the Discovery and National Geographic, where the machines used to color the Ferrari, for example, and how they make the cars and Coca-Cola and the factories, how robot does it. It always made me wonder. So when I came to the university and I got the admission in the computer systems, I just thought myself I'm going to make one. So in the third year, I made the robot which could be controlled with with hand gestures,
Really?
and yeah, and it can be
How did
controlled
he
from
do
everywhere.
that? I'm really interested. My gosh, you're brilliant.
It's not very. I mean, before anything become easy, it was difficult in the place. So I mean, you know, uh, this is image basically. So I just use the camera, and then I trained that my system that okay, if I move my hand like this, it means forward. If I move my hands like this, it means backward. Or if I move my hands like this, it means left or right. So after that, I just connect my robot with the my laptop, and then I connect the camera. There's a device, a special device which is known as the leap motion. Then I connect that device with my laptop, and then I taught it about this gesture, because if you know about the XYZ coordinates, do you know about the XYZ coordinates? We are
Oh
living in
yeah,
the
I
3D
know a
world,
little about it. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. It will
That's
help. It will
math,
help to
and
explain,
math
I guess.
is not my thing at all.
Yeah, look. Now suppose this is zero position for the robot. Now I taught it in the way that okay, if someone moves in the down direction, then it's mean forward. So the computer sends the instruction to the robot to move forward. So it sounds like one. So one mean forward. Now I taught him if someone moves like this in this coordinate, then it's mean backward. So computer does send, for example, 01, which for robot is backward. So it moves backward. And same as the right and left. So I just did it in the university and become very famous, to be honest. And then many TV channels took my interview, and it was brilliant. But then I just questioned myself, what is next now? Then I was very uh, interested in the self-driving cars. I used to see the videos about the Google self-driving car, the BMW self-driving car, or Tesla self-driving car, and I loved them. And I just wanted to make my own, so I just did it in the university, and it was university which helped me to get the degree. What next? So then I said, okay, I know these things. Now it's time to teach others, because this world is now the knowledge economy. It works on the knowledge economy. If you know more, you will earn more. So
True.
I love I just love to teach other, because this is my belief that if we teach someone, they will teach others, and this chain will go on, and you will be the source, the main source, the main cause. So that's why I love to teach others free. I don't even take penny from them. That's why I have lot of students, because the students are because when you are a student you have many other expenses. So I just believe education should be for free. So I just teach them for free, and I'm just doing my best for this world, and for especially for my own people, so they can mm, so more people can come in the field of artificial intelligence, because the Google is one of the biggest companies of the world. The Amazon is on the top, and second number is Google. Now I ask myself, how in the world they earn so much? Because of the AI. Before the implementation of artificial intelligence systems in the Google or Amazon, they were not earning as much as they are now earning. Because when AI comes, you hire lesser people, and your systems become more and more smart. So you don't care about because my choice may be different than yours, and as a human, it might be very difficult for me to update your wall or to update your choices on the Amazon if you want to buy something. But for AI system, it's very easy. It can handle more than 1 billion people at same time. But for handling 1 billion people, I have to hire maybe more than 10 million people, but now the only one system is working for them. That's why AI, why AI is becoming more and more advanced, because companies are investing in it more and more, because they know their worth, because they know AI will make them earn more and more. Because if there is a money, I mean, people say if there is a way, there is a will. But if there is a profit, they are expanders. If companies are seeing the profit in artificial intelligence, then they will invest in it, and more people will come towards it because of money, nothing else. So that's why it's so popular nowadays.
Why? I mean, I'm amazed. I have an Alexa here, and
Hmm.
all I have to do is say, Alexa, what's the weather? And she will tell me.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Alexa, stop. Or I can say, Alexa, what time is it? And it's amazing to me that she can answer me. I can answer
Yeah.
to play a specific song. Alexa, play John Taylor, James Taylor, You've Got a Friend. Here's You've Got a Friend by James Taylor on Amazon Music. Alexa, stop. Thank you. But the point is, if I let her do it, Facebook will shut down this interview, and I don't want her to do it. But the whole idea is, I can't. It amazes me that she can do that. I find myself often asking her something, and I'll say, "Oh, thank you, Alexa," and I realize that she's not listening. She doesn't care if I thank her or not. And my concern is with children growing up and we having things like Alexa in our houses, how are we going to continue to have children be interested in human beings? How do we make that division for the children?
The more you know about artificial intelligence, the more human being you will be, because we have made it by replicating our brain. So if we are making it more like, I mean, more smarter, then actually we are understanding ourselves even more. I mean, 50 years ago we didn't know much about our brains, but now we do. And thanks to AI, because we are investing in it, we are also experimenting on our brains. Now, let's answer your very good question, by the way.
I
If
wasn't sure you saw it as
kids,
a good question for a moment. Go on.
no, I mean, I just like your questions because they are challenging. I mean, like you said about the kids, I mean, it's wonderful. I never thought about like that before, that if we are being more technological than humans, then how kids will behave with us in maybe 50 years? They may not care anymore. Then,
That's
but
my
but you know, but you know,
concern.
but you
Um,
know, what I am happy about is that our life is becoming more easier, and we are doing other things and letting robots to do dirty things for us. Mm, so we are now enjoying our life, and how kids will give us time if we give them time, if we tell them like that, look, these these robots or AI is not live. It's not living being like us. It doesn't have any feeling. If it is, even if it is pretending that it has, it hasn't. It does not feel any pain, but we do. It hasn't any blood in 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 their devices, but we have. And look, do you really want to make something better than this? You should, you can, but you can never make someone like human being, because you know what is the best thing about human beings? It evolves with environment, which robot will never achieve. And we have something which I think robot will never have, and that says consciousness, the self consciousness. We know we are,
right.
but robot doesn't.
However,
Alexa doesn't know that Alexa exists, to be honest. It's just doing things what we taught to Alexa.
right.
It not doing anything by its own. And by the way, nice cat.
Oh, do you want to meet her?
Oh
So
yes.
let
What's her name?
Ananda.
Oh, Nanda. Nice name.
Ananda, say hello. She doesn't like
You
that.
know they are. You know they are now making the pets robot like the cat, dogs. So you don't need animals anymore, and you can be take pleasure by the robots because
But
they are
the
cute
point
as.
is, the point is with that is that parents now are putting their children in front of tablets and saying, "Go play." And they're not spending the time with their children. It may not be as much in Pakistan, but in this
Hmm.
country it happens.
It's same here.
And the reason I brought it up was a teacher who I taught with over 11 years ago was here for a few moments. And it made me think because it's very difficult for children to understand that this is a robot, it's not a person. You should have limited time on your computer, limited time on your phone, but yet they don't. And how do we help parents realize that don't give your kids just the phone? Don't give your kids just a computer. You need to speak with them also. Does that make sense what I just asked?
Yes, it does, and it's actually happening in the Pakistan also because you know parents are not giving time to their kids. They are just giving them tablets, TV, smart TVs where they just watch
Right.
the YouTube cartoons or they play games, and they are actually becoming more and more interested into the parents. They don't like parents at all, you know, because if you are giving to them a tablet, and if you ask them to now put tablet down and come for the dinner, for example, they don't do it. Why should
Right.
they? They're not your friends anymore. They are now friends of these digital things, tablets.
Absolutely. And that's what's getting to me. I had, and this is a very good friend of mine, his 4-year-old daughter called me today using his portal. And I was like, it's, I love it when she calls and I would love to talk to her. But I don't know if she's even allowed to be doing it. But she has learned how to do it and she decided, I'm going to call Carla. And I'm like, okay, but is this something you should be doing? And a 4-year-old won't answer that question or may not even understand that maybe you shouldn't be calling me, you know?
Yeah, at that day, at that age, people may hurt you even with the phone, by
Right,
saying you something that is, yeah, I mean, by saying you something, there are many hurtful words which can be said on the phone, and even the for your kids may get panic. But the point is, parents should give time to their kids even in the age of technology.
absolutely. And that's my point, and that concerns
I
me.
mean, look. Why kids are actually on the tablet or on the TV? Because parents are. Because parents are using Facebook all the day, and now the kids will copy them. If
Right,
kids see its father using the phone all the day like this, I mean, for example, on the Facebook, then the kid will do the same. But if he see his parents, his father playing the cricket, for example, or the football, he will do the same. He will be more like him because he lives with him. And as a kid, as a child, we copy our parents or we copy the environment. And I'm just there is if I want to give you some example. You do gardening, I mean, you grow plants or flowers, right? And when we do it, what we do, we give the water to the rose, for example, or to the plant we are growing. We take care about the soil. We use fertilizers. We keep them away from the insects or things like that. The point is, we are actually taking care of the environment more than the plant or the cross we are growing. Just like that, we should take care of the environment around our kids, our childs, because if they grow in something like tablets or anything like that, how will they become a good citizens? They should go
right.
outside. They should go outside and see the world and face the difficulties of the world. There is no difficulty in this tablet. So That's why now the kids are talking very less, than the before, because they are just using the games. So they don't talk too much. And I'm just wondering, we should also do something like that. The Steve Jobs, who's the CEO and the
Yeah.
co-founder of the Apple, he used to say that I don't give phone to my daughter, to my 3 years daughter. It's only for the adults, you know. So I mean, there should be some restriction, like we see, like the kids cannot drive a car, for example, because they could hurt them. That's just like that. The tablet is hurting them mentally, not maybe physically, but mentally. So there should be restriction. I mean, legally in the constitution, that the kids maybe younger than 13 years or 15 or 18 years, they cannot use the phone. You know, there should be restriction
But
on the games.
I agree with you to a point. I think it's up to the parent to make that decision and not
Yeah,
the government. And I think, I'm not saying bad parenting. I don't think parents know how to be parents and they think, oh, all these things are very cool. As a teacher, I ran into parents who wanted their children reading and writing when they were 5 and 6 years old, and developmentally, that's not a good thing. You know, it's good that they learn, but let them learn at their own pace. And I believe that's true for kids also. Let them grow at their pace, not because you think it's good, because when you're talking to a machine all day, basically you're not really talking to a person. And that interaction is important. A machine answers because it was programmed to do it. A person answers because, oh, that didn't make sense to me. Tell me what you're talking about. Does that, I don't know if what I said made sense to you. Hello?
yeah, that it's okay to give the kids time, but if we know something, like if you drive a car fast, you may get hurt. You can get hurt by accident or something like that. So if we know the tablets are not good for the kids, we should tell them, why are we giving? I mean, look, this is business. This is trillion-dollar business. These mobile phones. That's why these are in the hands of almost every person. But there should be restriction. Like if someone cannot drive a car more than 100 kilometers or more than 100 mile on the highway, then a kid should have also restrictions that he may not uh, he may not play games like more than 1 hour a day,
Right.
like that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So yes. I
And
mean, look. Everything in limit seems good, but whenever you cross that limit, it will hurt you. Driving is good, but whenever you drive too much or too fast, it will hurt you. Sleeping is good, but whenever you sleep too much, it will hurt you.
right,
Eating is good. Eating is good. But whenever you eat too much, it will make you fat. So the
right.
point is, too much of everything is wrong. So even too much of tablet or too much of restrictions is wrong. So everything should be in the middle, in the limit. Parents should give their kids time to play games, but with the limit.
And I don't want to. Someone said you're criticizing parents. I'm not criticizing parents. I want parents to become aware that spending time with the kids may not always be using a tablet or a phone. Give them quality time also during the day. We're not criticizing the parents for allowing a child to use a cell phone. It's just putting some limit on it so the child is also speaking with you and speaking with friends. I put a limit on the Learn English show for kids to come because I don't want the kids always on a computer. They need to get out and socialize. And I want to make sure that people understand that we're saying that. Do you want to respond to that? And we really should be getting off soon. We've been on for a long time. But
The humans are social animals. This is different between a human and an animal. An animal may not talk with each other, but humans can, and human loves to live with each other. And they need someone, I mean, if just like um, technology, robotics, artificial intelligence, they are growing fields, they will grow. Even if we say or not, they will cross the limits. But as a humans, as a good people, our responsibility is to do some good, you know, to maybe to train the parents that look, we know that you love your kids, and I mean, no one can love their kids more than others, but you know, the point is there should be limit.
right.
Like we talk too much. So now you are saying that okay, we have talked too much, so we should shut down it soon because it being going beyond the limit.
Yeah. And I just realized that myself, and I want to be, you know, fair to you also. But, I want to thank you because this has been a really good conversation. And we're not criticizing anyone, we're making a suggestion that people do not, people spend time with their children and not, right, and not just keep them on their tablets and their phones. Are there any words of wisdom that you want to leave our audience with?
Oh yes, I have many, but with the limit of time, I just want to say two things. One is never ever compare yourself with others. Never do it. Because if you do, you are actually
Excellent.
inserting yourself. So if you really want to compare yourself, then compare yourself with your yesterday. What were you yesterday and what you are today? Are you progressing? Are you better person now? Do you know more people now? Are you more happier? Are you happier now or today? So compare your yesterday with your today. This is one thing. And the second thing I want to say with the audience, don't care about others. I mean, just do what are you doing. So, if you are not hurting someone, it's good. So just don't care about anyone that don't judge. Don't let others judge you. Don't let others judge you. Don't do something for others. Do something for your inner peace. Because even if you are earning more than $1 million a month and you are not happy, then that money is not good for you, to be honest. Then you should do a different job. So that's all like thing for me.
And I think that's very important what you just said. That, you know, we may enjoy doing working with social media and being online and making all these comments. But what's most important is that we are happy within ourselves. And if we're happy within ourselves, then that happiness will go throughout the world.
Like,
And that's
look,
why
I
Giggle
am giving,
Fest go on.
yeah, like I am giving the free trainings to the thousand of the students, and with your platform, I am inviting others to come. We will do it in English also, so everyone can understand. But I am very happy with it. I I know I'm not saying I'm a good man or what. I'm not pressing myself, but I just love success of others. I just believe their success is my success. So that's why I'm giving them free training so they can change their lives. Um, Because
And that's,
when
go on.
uh, after 50 years, when maybe I will lie on my bed in the last moment of my life, if someone asks me, what did you do? What did you do? And I will reply them, I just did what I loved the most. So
And that's what
I will
life
die
is
happy.
about. I've really
It's
enjoyed talking to you. I hope I'm going to talk to you after the show about coming and speaking at the Learn English show. Would you be willing to do it?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
That would be great. Anyway, let me end this because believe it or not, we have been speaking, I'm going to tell you how long, almost an hour.
Wow, that's really nice. Thank you for talking with me so much.
Oh, I enjoyed it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this now. I want to thank
Okay, take
everyone who
care.
watched and
May
viewed
God bless
this.
you, Carla.
I'm going to send you this link, don't worry, and I will be putting it on YouTube later today or tomorrow. And again, this show was sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization creating peace with one conversation at a time. And today we spoke about artificial intelligence. And I would like to do that on the Learn English show where other people can join us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Faraz, for spending the time with me. And we're going to say goodbye and go out with a little laughter.